And we're live. Let's see. Mess with my volume mixer just a little bit. All right. I see. Okay. All right, let's do that. So theoretically, if I was to I wonder. Yes. All right, cool. We're just getting some things set up, so it's gonna take a second. Welcome, nothing. No worries with being sick. I am still very impressed by what you did. You've earned all of your rest. I think I'm just gonna put midnight for the role itself. They know who I am, so. I love that you put the name for Knights of the Coffee Table. That's actually so good. So I'm gonna start promoting the actual Discord on a lot of my videos. I just pinned it in the most popular one, so hopefully as new people come in with that one, they'll see it, and then I can just put in the description of everything. I also put in the channel description too, so that should help a lot. And then we'll see kind of what goes on from there. I've noticed that there's some like roles that are intended for like eventually, I think what you've put for like patrons and stuff. One thing that could kind of work is, I know there's two types. You have Patreon and then you have coffee. And I know coffee is like the bigger one, the more friendly one. If we go that, we can kind of make a pun with the names. Can you make it look nice? I could put some stars to it. Let's see. Oh, there's only one for supporters. Yeah, I didn't plan to start anything up until there's some actual sort of traction with the channel. Because the whole idea is like I wouldn't ask people to start signing up for like any kind of Patreon or coffee or any kind of service unless I'm providing that. So right now we're like doing the channel for fun. Once I get to like 1,000 subscribers, I hope that's when I think I'll kind of take a shift into doing it more. I don't want to say reliably, but more on like a schedule, so people kind of have a service they're actually paying for. Oh, to put, I have no idea how to put the chest symbols and stuff like that. Do you not have permission to like rename? Yeah, no, I know you were planning ahead. That's why I was like, I appreciate that you made it, because at some point it would have to be made. I believe you have permission to like edit names. You can kind of do it at your own. Oh, just copy paste it from the Discord message. Yeah, I could actually do that. Alright, let's try it. I cannot, as I am the owner. I see. Once you think the server is good enough, you can demote me back to just coffee. No, you've helped out a lot. Like of 100%, you did such a great job. I don't want to keep like I don't want to put work on you. That's too much for you. So the work is obviously very chill right now, but I love your help and your support. So if you love it as well, you're doing incredible stuff. Also, if you have a Windows press, oh my god, Windows plus, I see. I think the method of Windows plus period, I see. Oh, that's how you do it. Thank you. We learn something new every day. So in that case, let me change some things. Oh wow, there's a lot of things too. All right. That should hopefully work. That's how you get the emoji thing, yeah. Oh, by the way, did you see I made a post about the drone master in the homebrew class section? Ooh, let's check it out. Ooh, okay. All right, so for it to bring this right over here, let's check it out and see what you got. Nope. There we go. All right. It's not gonna let me expand it out. This is the whole expansion. Okay, I could download the message text. Maybe open it up through there. Do you have... Well, actually, it's a lot of work to make people kind of do that, but the format is usually... Okay. I think opening it on Notepad works really well. There we go. Now we can kind of get the whole thing. Is there a way to do like dark mode on Notepad? Okay, what I can do is copy this. Oh, whoops. I'm gonna come over here and paste it. And we should be able to view it here. Cool, cool, cool. Alright. Sadly, I've yet to find a solution. So, oh, no worries. Downloading is not a big deal. What I know is that if people are willing to do the work for it, which we'll probably have for the sake of, like making it super easy, is that on D&D Beyond, you are able to actually, as long as you have an account, I don't think you need premium. And if you do, it's like $3 a month, so it's not the worst thing. But you can create your own homebrew. So like, let's see. There's a way to view my homebrew. Yep. My homebrew collections. So D&D Beyond actually lets you create your own homebrew classes essentially here. And so if I was to essentially grab one and then, let's see, what's a good one to show? Okay, we can go with this one. So I can click on it and it's kind of viewed right here, but if I do the details page, you can essentially see it right here. Everything they made, and I can essentially copy the link and send it, and then someone can just open it. This is exactly what it looks like. Sorry if the server isn't as good as it should be. I'm sick. So I was sleeping a lot today. The server is amazing. I am so impressed by what you did with it. It's actually really, really good. The message thing is not even that's just Discord's function in general. But you can always find a solution. I do like the idea of this though. This is for like for the future if we have like dozens of people sending homebrews for us to review. I think it's perfectly fine to say that, hey, we're always happy to lick them as a community, but please put it in like D&D Beyond, because all it takes is clicking on a link and then we see this page. So it makes it super easy to read and review. I know that'll be pretty nice. But in this instance, this is also a really good way. I can just copy what you put and then just paste it right here as we're working and read it. All right. But let's do this. Let's see what you got. This will be awesome. All right. So the drone operator. You have proficiency in Smith's tools or another tool if you're already proficient. I believe Artificer is already proficient with every tool, if I'm not mistaken. It's a good thing to cover it just in case. Let's find out. These tools, Tinker tools, and one type of artisan tools. Okay. Okay, Smith tools. Is that different? Sorry, I missed the read. No. Okay. Yeah. So you got one. That's good. That's good. Awesome. All right. Spells. You gain the Mending cantrip or another Artificer cantrip of your choice if you already have it. All right. Drone Army. At 3rd level, you get access to drones that can act on your initiative and are commanded using your bonus action. That is really good. Always, like, I like the idea of making subclass abilities bonus actions to not take away, like, the standard actions are super run. Unless they're very impactful. Then you would make it an action to balance it out. They have an AC of 12 plus your intelligence modifier and HP equal to intelligence modifier times your artificer level. That's an interesting way to spin it. All drones use your... So, actually, I've never seen anyone do that before. That actually might be... Because, theoretically, if you have intelligence modifier of, like, 5 and you're level 20, which is the max, then you could be, at most, at 100 health. Yeah, I like that a lot. I've never seen someone actually balance stuff that way. That's a really good way to balance things. Like, whatever their modifier is times their level. Nice job on that one. All drones use your intelligence save bonus for all saves. You require smith tools and a long rest to create one, but may fully repair or change the configuration of an existing drone during a short rest, also requiring smith tools. You may also optionally cast Mending on a drone that is not destroyed to repair for 1d4 plus intelligence modifier. This repair increases by 1d4 at 5th, 11th, and 17th. Also applies to anything else that gains HP with Mending. At level 12, yeah, 100 health. That's a really good balance. I do agree. It is quite cool. There are 5 different... Also, I always like to play it that if there's a Warforge and you cast Mending, that heals them. So that could be kind of a unique interaction, is that if you're a drone operator, you can heal Warforges, like, really, really well. Way higher than everyone else. I made this with a friend. It was fun. That's awesome. It's always good to create content with friends. First of all, you get to bond and hang out. Second of all, I've said it before in one of my videos that, like, you want to limit how much you talk to your party as much as possible about the mechanics of the game. You want to consult other DMs. And so if you have a friend who's also into that stuff, it's the perfect. I hate how Warforgers can't heal normally using Mending. Yeah, I agree. It should just be baseline. A lot of almost every DM I've played with runs it as well after they've seen me do it. And so it's always something people are happy to see. So there are 5 different configurations that your drones may take. You may not have more than one of the same drone configuration active at a time. Your drones all have a flying and swimming speed of 30. And, so you may not have more than one configuration. So they all have a flying, swimming of 30 and are a size of small unless otherwise noted. You may control your drone if it's within 300 feet and you are within the same plane. Otherwise, it does nothing. Drones all have disengage, dodge, move, and dash and actions, but nothing else unless specified. Nice. So here are all the configurations. Attack configuration. This drone uses your attack action to attack, with which it may fire a ranged spell attack at 120 feet. Has intelligence modifier plus proficiency as its accuracy, and 1d6 plus intelligence modifier damage on hit. While you're building this drone, you may instead attach one weapon you're proficient with. When you attack with that weapon, you can use your intelligence modifier instead of strength or dex. Okay, for the attack and damage rolls, the weapon requires... Okay, I would buff the damage number from 1d6. Oop. You could probably have it be reflective off, like, Firebolt or Eldritch Blast. 1d6 is, like, it's very balanced at, like, level 3 when they get it. It's not bad. I would scale it to Eldritch Blast because Artificers can only attack once, and Eldritch Blast shoots multiple bolts. So they kind of have multiple chances to hit for the drone, even though it's only one attack. And it can be kind of cool for the drone to like shoot out a bunch of bolts, blasters, crossbows, whatever it is. Oh, the thing about it is attaching the weapon is it can hold the firearm set. Oh, then yeah, you could do that. That's also another way. I mean, it could also be cool to equip it with like a sword and a shield. So, do you plan for this subclass to essentially have one drone and it switches the configuration? Because I was at least thinking when I made it up here, like when I was writing it, Droid Master, is you could have like multiple drones, but you can only have so many active at the same time. So like you essentially build an attack drone. So that way you can say, hey, this one uses martial weapons, but if I make like a medical drone that heals, it can't hold like a sword, but it can heal. Nope, it can have up to 3, I think. Got you. Okay. Sounds good, sounds good. Let's see. Defense configuration. As a bonus action, you may attach this drone to a creature. The creature gains +2 to its AC, and any damage dealt to the creature is instead taken by the drone. If the drone is destroyed, the AC bonus is lost. You may also use your bonus action to order the drone to sacrifice itself, providing immunity to the next turn for all damage. It may be able to have 21 with Hive Drone. We'll see that very soon enough. So I would make it an option if the drone takes the damage. That way they can keep it on. Or rather, I would make it that the enemy just has to target the drone itself. Well, actually, wait, no. But if they have 6, yeah, they have more health, then I like that. Actually, yeah, this is good then. This is really good. Because they're going to have more health than, like, usual familiars. So it's essentially putting a shield on them while giving them +2 AC. That's actually really nice. Sacrificing your drone to make them immunity to damage on the next turn. I would make this a reaction. And the reason why is because it can avoid potential metagaming from your DM to be like, oh, I know they're going to pop the immunity, like they have the immunity active, so I'm just going to go strike like the next player. So I would personally make this a reaction that's like, hey, this person's taking like 50 or 60 damage, and it's like, hey, as you know, I'm going to do my defense configuration reaction and make it sacrifice itself to like take the hit and make it immune until like the end of its next turn. The only thing though is I don't quite know if you have like what the detriments are for sacrificing your drone. AC is quite good. I love the AC buff. And the drone can be quite tanky. Yeah. So if I was to essentially put my reviews on stuff, almost like a professor, this is really good right here. This is really good as well. Very happy with that. I would say for this, like, allow for creating unique drones in a manner of size and appearance. I don't know if this is already what you're kind of planning behind closed doors, but like instead of making them all small, like you could make a drone that is big, kind of like essentially like a 7-foot bodyguard, but it's going to require more materials. Or you can make a small drone that can have sort of stealth bonuses. Because it's small, it's harder to see. But it has less AC, maybe less tankiness. I mean, that part is a little... Yeah, actually, I take that back only because it puts a lot of work for you to have to essentially specialize each kind. I think this is fine for the most part. Let me read the rest of the class before I see. You might have it in the down there. Oh, there is a drone that is tiny, and there is one, I think, both medium. Okay, yeah, I got you. Then you already did, sir. Oh, okay, I see it right here. Yeah. Okay, so size changes to medium for support. It can carry weight up to 15 times your intelligence score. That's good. You can put it on and allow yourself to fly with it, giving you its flying speed. The drone may still carry items while carrying you, but you must deduct your weight from the carrying capacity of the drone. Okay, I see. Damage dealt to you also damages the drone. Once the drone is destroyed, you immediately start swallowing. Are they able to do this at level 3? I would put... So I would say you can, like, I would put a limit on airtime, essentially, like how long they can fly. There we go. I'd put a limit on how you can fly that increases and make it that at level 18 it's unlimited. Only because as far as D&D goes, like the only classes that are able to fly per se, you could cast the spell fly at 5th level. Other than that, you have to be an Aasimar or an Aarakocra, as far as the races go. There is a subclass for Sorcerer that lets you fly at level 18. But even with the... So the Aarakocra are the only ones that can fly infinitely. Fairies too, but fairies are small. So it's like a little bit of a... It's more like hovering. For some reason, I can't find Aasimars. But Aasimars can only fly for 1 minute when they use their ability that's once a day. And then Aarakocra, I believe it says that they can't wear armor while they fly. Yeah, so they can't wear armor, so there's limits on that. So I think all that you have to do is just put a limit on how many minutes they can fly. Well, if you take damage and the drone does too, that was the balance. It's more of a RP balance than it is a combat one. Because combat one, it doesn't matter if they're flying. It's more like, oh, you don't want the players to, like, essentially be able to cheese any kind of environmental hazard by saying, hey, I'm just going to, like, go fly over it, if that makes sense. Like, if I put a destroyed bridge or treacherous rocks or a maze or kind of a swamp, sand, snow. That way, like, if you say that, like, they can fly, let's say it's, like, a number of minutes equal to their intelligence modifier until they get to level 18 where it's, like, unlimited. What this does is that in combat, you're pretty much always flying because combat never really goes longer than a minute. Because that's 10 turns, so it's very rare that, like, you get that unless it's a big boss battle. So as far as combat goes, you can always be flying. But then as far as roleplay goes, it's like, hey, you know, you can fly and cheese some stuff, but you can't cheese everything, if that makes sense. I know that both level 2 artificers can have a fly speed of 15 feet, and a druid level 3 can also fly. Artificer and a homunculus servants. I know for sure that druids can't fly until level 7, I believe. Because they can shapeshift, but it specifically says that they can't shapeshift into a flying creature until level 7. Let me make sure. Yeah, so as you can see, you have restrictions right over here. So for your wild shape at level 2, you can't be a flying or swimming. At level 4, they take away the swimming speed, so you just can't have a flying speed. And then at level 8, you can now fly. Summon Beast. That might... let's check out the spells. It's not an issue of flying. It's more of an issue of being able to fly, like, infinitely is the only issue. Summon Creature. Oh. However, keep in mind, though, this is just, like... This is not to say that you can't do it. It's just more of, like, if this is the, if this is sort of the ability they get, then that's the possible effects that can come out of it. So it's like, if you care about environmental hazards and kind of having them interact with the actual landscape, then it could be a big deal for you. But if you don't care about that and you just kind of want them to get from point A to point B, then you absolutely can give it to them. So yeah, a lot of DMing is not necessarily what is the best thing to put in everyone's campaign. It's just what is the best to put in your campaign and kind of what you're going for. So yeah, that's all that, like, that's my only opinion on that one. It's still super good. I like it a lot. Alright, the drone becomes tiny and looks similar to a common fly. Ooh. You may connect with it as if the Find Familiar spell following your drone's control range has dark vision of 30 feet. This is already so awesome. It's like a little spy bug. This vision is replaced by yours if you have something better, such as dark vision. That's also really nice. This drone must roll stealth as normal to stay undetected, but it can have spells cast on it such as invisibility or see invisibility to augment its ability to perform recon. This is awesome. This is really cool. Do they have to cast the spell prior to the drone going out, or can they cast it while they're looking at, like, through the drone? I like this a lot. Essentially like a UAV. Especially because I could totally see the Artificer, like, using a drone. Putting on some, like, goggles that lets it see. You have to cast it on the drone. Yeah. This is like literally 10 out of 10 right here. The possibilities, we thought it would be a bit too OP. It can. However, it's OP if they're creative with it. And for that part, I'm fine with it personally. Because it's like, okay, what is it OP? Hey, you can go under a door and sneak poison into things, do stuff. Like, you still have to make a stealth check. So there's still some roll that needs to be done to succeed. But it's also like, hey, this thing can only be utilized super efficiently if you are constantly thinking about the game, the environment, your capabilities, what's around you, what you're trying to do. So I think it's an ability that gets the player engaging. And if the cost of that is that they're a little stronger than how it is, then I personally would reward that. Yeah. I'm a big fan of this one. This is really cool. The medevac configuration. You may use your action to instruct the drone to stabilize any number of creatures that are within 15 feet of it, as if with Spare the Dying. You may also use your reaction to cause a creature that is about to drop or below 0 HP to instead drop to 1. Creature cannot benefit from this power again until they finish a short rest. I might change this to a long rest depending on how much screeching I hear from the other players. So essentially they can cast Spare the Dying on creatures that are within 15 feet. And essentially once per short rest, you can cause them to go to 1 health. This is pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of, what's that one character in Overwatch? Baptiste. He kind of puts like the circle around and no one can die as long as they're in that circle. And it also, it kind of can create almost like another healer for the Artificer, because I think one thing that could be kind of cool with this drone operator is that like you can essentially choose what kind of drone operator you are in a sense. So the best way I could say is like, let's say you can hold up to 3 drones, right? If you choose all 3 of those to be medevac drones, then you can essentially be a healer. If you choose them to all be stealth drones, you could be a really cool assassin. If you choose like attack or defense, you're kind of almost like a commander. Like there's a lot you can do with it, which I think sounds super cool. I would definitely give them like a heal they could do to fulfill that style for them. So like if they can cast like essentially Cure Wounds. And you could just say that like they're drones that deliver like a stim pack on them. Like it just kind of and all of a sudden they're good. You can't say it. Oh, and I'm a bit confused. You can as it says you can't. We thought that would happen, so we said you can only have 1 of each config. Oh, I see. Got it. So you can have... Yeah, no, honestly, I'm pretty okay with that. That would be good. I see, yeah, you may not have more than 1 of the same drone active at the same time. Alright, let's continue on. This is overall pretty good, though. I think everything on it is solid. I would say maybe add a heal. Alright, Battle Buddy. At 5th level, you may build and control an additional drone. You may also control all drones using the same action or bonus action. Got it. So at 5th level, you unlock pretty much your 2nd drone. That's super cool. So gonna put that in, especially like as a way to reflect extra attack. You can also control all the drones using the same action or bonus action. So I assume that like if you're controlling them using the bonus actions, you can only do what they can do as a bonus action, unless it like specifies you need an action to do it. That's the only thing I can think of. But I don't think there's anything that's like really an action, is there? Other than this when it attacks. Yeah. Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, then this is good. I like this. Rapiflex? Or is it supposed to be Rapid Flex? Reconfiguration. Starting at 9th level, you have learned how to tinker with your drones much faster. You may either create a drone or repair and modify all existing drones during a short rest. You may create, repair, and modify all drones during a long rest. Oh, I see. You may either create a drone or repair, but during a long rest, you can do all of them. This is good. This is exactly what they want. Alright, 15th level JTAC. Starting at 15th level, you gain access to 3 super drone configurations, each taking up all of your drone slots. Alright. No, medevac and attack drone have the attack usage. Oh, yes, you are correct. I see it right here. That is good. So how long does it last? I would think about that is how long do the, like, if you use your action to instruct them to do it, how long are they out there? Is it for like 1 turn, 2 turns, 3 turns? I don't know why I started drawing here. Or do you have to keep using your action to keep instructing it? I would say it's probably, the way I would design it is it's just a set number. So like when you do this, hey, they're like for 3 turns, they're essentially hovering around, flying around, making sure no one dies. Alright. Gain access to 3 super drone configurations, each taking up all of your drone slots. Super drones can be built after a long rest. Oh, it's like a spell casted on all of them. You must keep using your action. Okay. Oh, then that makes it really that makes it super balanced. So I would add the heal. So what I would do is I would say you would need to use your actions to keep it going, but on every turn you can deliver a heal to 1 target. So like if hypothetically you're having the drones fly around in like a circle and you have like 3 party members that is like making sure it's keep it alive, since you're using your action to keep them flying, you can also drop a heal on one of them once in a turn, just to feel like you're doing something interactive. That's personally what I would do, just because actions, like whenever you want someone to use their action to do something, you don't want them to feel like it's kind of rinse and repeat in a sense. But all right, let's read these super drones. Super drones can be built after a long rest. Once you create a super drone, you may not disassemble it into smaller ones until you finish a long rest. That's good. Super drone configuration cannot be modified, but you may still repair them as normal. All super drones must be piloted to be used. And oh wait, hold. Cannot be modified, but you may still. Okay, I see. Must be piloted to be used and are unable to take actions otherwise. You may spend an hour with your smith tools to pack them into a 50-pound 5-foot cube that must be carried. You may then spend 1 minute unboxing the cube and restore it to full functionality. And also build and control a 3rd drone. Controlling the drones no longer takes a bonus action. Any drones that previously required an action to use now only take your bonus action. So is this like essentially kind of like a mech or like kind of Iron Man? Because it says you have to pilot it, so I assume you get on it. Oh, hold up. Sorry about that. No. Oh, they're over here. Okay. I see. Got it. I'll read them right now. Kind of not all are like that. Yeah, I see. Sounds good. So let's read them. Airstrike configuration. This super drone has a fly speed of 120 feet. By the way, what? Oh, 15th level is when you get this. So, has a fly speed of 120 feet, a land speed of 60, and its size is large. Gains the attack action with 2 options. Strafe attacks attacks a single target at a range of 120 feet for a 2d8. Intelligence, magical piercing damage, and rocket attacks 25 feet cube. Up to 120 feet away, they have to do a dex save where take 48 fire damage or half on a success. Any damage dealt to you is instead applied to the drone. If the drone is destroyed while you're piloting it, an emergency eject system allows you to be teleported to the nearest space on the ground or in the water. Within 300 feet, within 300 feet at the cost of half of your maximum HP. Okay, so there's still some punishment if your thing goes down and you're crashing. This causes you to fall unconscious, you are stabilized, and do not have to roll death saving throws. The drone continues along its previous trajectory for 120 feet, or until it collides with a medium or larger target. Before crashing into the ground or water, the wreckage floats on liquid, and you must spend a short rest repairing it for use. So for this airstrike configuration, it's not... Like, is it you... with essentially like a controller controlling a mech? I don't know what I'm drawing here, but pretend it's a mech. Like a flying mech. Or are you essentially like inside of it? Essentially giving yourself like a plane. I'm assuming it's the second one because you're talking about ejecting essentially. But if so, I mean, regardless of either of these, it sounds fun. It's basically like an airplane, like a flying jet. Got you. So you're flying inside of it. This is pretty good. I would once again buff the damage because you're level 15. So keep in mind, like, 2d8 plus intelligence modifier is going to it's going to feel less impactful as the fights go on. It was made to give you the feeling of bombing enemies on the ground. Oh, got you. Oh, because I guess the rockets don't have a limit. So that I guess that's the question. Do they have to supply rockets to shoot them out? Or is it just they can do it for as long as the plane is up? Let me know which that one is, but we'll jump into the next one. The Dreadnought configuration. This super drone has a ground speed of 25 and its size is larger, but it cannot swim or fly on its own. Its max HP is doubled and its AC is increased by 2, and has a single melee attack that does 2d8 plus intelligence, magical bludgeoning damage. Nope, just magic rockets. Sounds good. Then yeah, that's fine. All damage dealt to you is instead applied to the drone. If the drone is destroyed, you are magically teleporting within 5 feet of it unharmed. And the drone instead becomes a large metal object which can be used for cover, cannot be piloted until repairing during a short rest. So this one is essentially like, kind of almost like the mech. And they could stay in the air forever and basically dodge everything using just the movement speed. Yeah, it's one of those things where, once again, if you're fine with them being able to fly around, then it's absolutely perfect. Hive configuration. The drone size is small, weighs 50 pounds, and must be carried to move. Use your action to magically create mini drones equal to your intelligence modifier. Up to double your intelligence modifier. Magically create. I don't know if this part was a typo to just say it's up to double your intelligence modifier in general. Or if it's a choice. As an action, you may choose to launch stored drones at any number of creatures within 120 feet. Think of magic missile. Got you. Each creature and all creatures within 10 feet must make a dex saving throw or take 1d6 plus intelligence modifier per drone. Oh, per drone. Yeah, that's huge then. You may also use your reaction to use the mini drones to reduce damage taken from attack by 2 per drone that are then destroyed in that sense. That's pretty good. So if we were to do the math on it real quick, oh, my bad. We essentially have, if it's double your intelligence modifier, and you, like, most people go to 5. So that's 10 drones. So that does mean 10d6, which is perfectly fine. 10d6 is a maximum of 60 damage. Which I personally would probably move it from 1d6 to 1d8. Just for the level that they're at. But 2 per drone is not bad. 20, you can essentially reflect off 20 damage. So if you have an intelligence of 5, then you can create 5 of them at a time, but you have a limit of 10. Okay, got you. I see. So you can create the mini drones equal to your intelligence modifier, but you can only keep as many as double your intelligence modifier out. Okay. I see that. Yeah, this is good. This is really solid. Like, if I saw this and if I was playing Artificer, I would 100% choose this one. I really like what you made here. I would up the damage on some things, just for the levels that they're at. Though they might feel like they're becoming a little weaker. And then I would give the medical drones some, like, heal they can do once per turn while they're keeping it active. But other than that, this is awesome. This is super badass. I think with this, all you have to do is do your final draft of looking at it, seeing which parts you really like, which parts you might be hesitant on, and then have a player playtest it. See if they like it. Thank you. Yeah, no, I absolutely love seeing what you guys make. So anytime you have ideas, whether it's a race, a subclass, an item, I'm always happy to look at it. It also gives me something to do for the stream. So it's super fun. Thank you for sharing this. Yeah, I think you should very much be proud of this one right here. All right. With that being said, though, let's see. And okay, I was just checking something. With that being said, though, it is getting around midnight, and usually I stream till about like 1 in the morning, so it's at least a 2-hour stream. But I do have a job interview to go to tomorrow, so I will have to get some rest. But I was happy that we could at least look at the subclass that you made nothing and check out what it does. It was a very good time. I will be live tomorrow night for a full stream, so that one will be the usual 2, possibly 3. And hopefully we'll be streaming pretty much every night as much as we can until something starts making me busy. We were doing it for a while. Last week I got pretty busy, so I had I was not able to stream for about a week. But hopefully we'll be back on track. With that being said, there should also be a video at some point this week. I'm also going to make a video that's just promoting the Discord itself, kind of the community. So, thank you for making that, Nothing. Feel free to manage if you see anyone acting out of line in there. If people join, feel free to take the appropriate action that you deem necessary. That being said, have a great night. Take care of yourself. And as always, drink a nice cup of